Hi there, I'm Ben and welcome to part 9 of my full platinum walkthrough for Dark Souls 3. Right, so we're off to Irithyll of the Boreal Valley, so we're kind of moving the story on now, or the world, we're actually moving forward as opposed to sideways in this one. So, I mentioned that we're not going to give any pyromancies at the beginning here. I was not going to bother with the whole Carthus beacon pyromancy thing in this, because I thought it'd be too complex, not too complex, but too risky. But I'm actually going to show you, and I'm going to use it as well. So what we're going to do is we're going to buy a pyromancy. So we're going to give this first Carthus pyromancy tome to the Cornix guy here. And we're going to buy Carthus beacon, which is a pyromancy. We can't use it yet. Now, this pyromancy stacks with the ring that we're going to be getting shortly and the old wolf curved sword. Which we're also going to get as one of the Covenant items later on. So I can't afford it, so I'm just going to sort of buy this. Now the idea with these three items is that they all stack together. So what they do is, as you do a rally of attacks, keep attacking, keep going, quick succession of attacks, your damage goes up by quite a lot. The percentage can get pretty high. So if you're using L1 a lot, so if you've got your shield on your back and you're comfortable using the L1 attack a lot, especially when it comes to bosses, then this is something you'll want to do. If you're more of a defensive player and stand behind the shield and just do the odd slash and that, I wouldn't bother doing this. So you can completely ignore this. Obviously we need to buy the pyromancy, so buy the pyromancy. But you're not going to need to do any of the upgrades I'm going to be doing along the way of this video. So you can see it's going to need 12 intelligence and 12 faith. Currently I think I have 11 intelligence and 8 faith. So I'm going to have to put 5 levels into this thing. So that's what I'm going to be doing. Now again, if you are defensive, don't really bother with this. Just keep going. Go up to, it puts up to 40 endurance. Put some more into vigor, into health, and some more into dex, obviously, when it comes to leveling. And yeah, so we're going to go off to the Catacombs of Carthus. We're back here. This is Walnir's bonfire. We're going to continue on into Irithyll of the Boreal Valley. And yeah, this place is beautiful. It really is. It's one of the best looking places in the game. You'll know as soon as you walk through this doorway here. Oh, what a view. And that all you can see there we can go to. So I'm going to just crack this bonfire here. And we're going to get Pontiff's right eye, which is the first sort of element of this, which I will put on. So as you cross this bridge, keep looking behind you. Be ready for this one. You're going to see something up here. There it is. This is quite a nasty little beast. I'm just going to go on it with L1s and just try and get rid of it. Just the more defensive you are and you stand back and you try and heal through it, it's very quick, it is very hard. Just get underneath it and try and kill it as quickly as possible is the best thing I can say. If you run through that doorway, it will kind of despawn, but the damage will stay on it, so you can also do that if you want to. And then we have the right eye now, which obviously goes with the left eye. So this there, you can see boost attack as long as attacking persists. That's a better way of putting it, isn't it? So yeah, there's going to be 3 elements to that. So this does it. Then we're going to get the old wolf curved sword. That does it. And then finally the Carthus beacon pyromancy. That does it as well. So they all stack on top of each other and your damage goes up the more you attack. So there are some bosses, for instance... the Dancer of the Boreal Valley, which is going to be coming up shortly, is a horrible boss to fight, and the more you sort of stand back, again, you can't really play defensively against it. You need to just get into it and attack it when the openings are there, do as much damage as possible. So something like this, stacking all the damage on top of each other, is going to help. And we'll also be using not infusions, but different types of papers to take it down quickly as well. Right, so we're actually in the valley. You can see there was like a fog gate there. We have the doll that we got from the Deacons of the Deep boss fight, so we're able to cross that line there. Just looking for these items here. Yeah, and we're going to carry on. So there's some enemies in this area that are these ones here. Pretty dangerous if you let them. They're kind of a glass cannon situation. They hit extremely hard if given the chance. They do lots of spinning moves. That move there where their sword glows blue is especially dangerous. So keep your shield up. Even if you're taking a little bit of chip damage through the shield, it's completely worth not getting hit by that swirling blue move that they do. It's actually quite beautiful the way these guys attack, to be honest. Again, the Dancer of Boreal Valley does exactly the same sort of spinning and, yeah, the sort of, I don't know, yeah, like it's called the Dancer. So there's almost like a dance to their fighting style. Like a ballet movement almost. That was the word I was thinking of when I stumbled there. Yeah, so you kind of... The reason I'm not going in to attack this one right away is it has a shield, which is one of the more annoying ones of these. And there's one to the right-hand side here. So I'm going to do a bit of a suicide run here. I know this one doesn't have a shield, and I was hoping to just get straight into it. This is probably quite a bad idea. So the one with the other one's coming up now. Yeah, luckily I get the backstab as it shoots that magic up then. Completely misses. So you're going to see me dance with this one. They can hide behind their shield quite a lot, and it's quite annoying, to be honest. Later on, I start sort of knocking on the door, so to speak. It's a weird phrase, isn't it? If you hit their shield once, it forces them to attack, and it's probably better to do that. Usually, you can't really get away with it. You'll hit something's shield, and it'll quickly retaliate. There is a moment where you can dodge or bring your own shield up and get ready to go for them. So that is the move you want to definitely avoid, that blue sort of attack they do. But they do lots of swervy, dancey moves like it just did then, and they leave their back open quite a lot, which is obviously what you want to go for. Yeah, so they're a weird enemy. If you're confident enough to just run in and make sure you can kill them, then obviously go for it. But if they get that one flurry of attacks in, they're probably going to kill you. Yeah, and we've got a few more new enemy types coming up as well. We have these hags, I believe they're called. I mean, they kind of look like them, so they must be, right? These are okay. These are fine. They will be invisible ones later on. They're fine as well, really. They are more of an annoyance when they're combined with other enemies, which you're about to see. Now, this Pyromancer here, these are quite annoying if with other enemies like they are now. So they do a flamethrower, sort of push forward. I was just trying to get in to get to him. They do an attack where they sort of hit the ground. You saw that first one it did. And the Pyromancy will appear wherever you are, as long as you are in a certain range. So you can see he's doing it now. He can still get me from here. And even a bit further back now, he can still get me as well. I thought I was without range then, but obviously not. So I'm just kind of being defensive here. I was trying to get rid of them quickly, it just wasn't happening. So yeah, when they're on their own, they're fine, individually and split up. Like these guys on their own are not a problem at all. You can just go straight in and attack and get rid of them. Not a problem whatsoever. Some more hags here. Now there's another Pyromancer up on the top. You can't quite see him, so don't go too far forward. You can just kind of make... There he is up at the top there. So what we're going to do with this one is just run for it. I was just checking. I thought there was an item on the side. There's not. Run for it, but don't go too wide here. There's going to be two more of those kind of dancer knight things there just coming down. So quickly run for this guy and just go straight into him. And there we go. Now there's going to be two of those other kind of knights. Are they Boreal Knights or something like that? They must be, right? Pontiff Knights? I don't know. I don't actually know what these ones are called. Yeah, you want attention of one at a time. They do this move. Usually, it's because I'm recording. They do it. Usually, they'll do it once and then they'll run after you. But because I'm recording, of course, they just sit back doing that annoying spell the whole time. So definitely don't want the attention of two of these at once, as you saw before. Kind of woken him up a bit now. So yeah, it's another one with a shield, unfortunately. I get kind of bored of waiting. There we go. That's the move you want to avoid. Try and get behind it. Come on. There. So if you knock on the shield, it'll force them to attack. And it's actually probably the best thing to do with them. because it'll make them do that move and you can get right behind them. These ones are the easiest, without the sword, without the shield, sorry. Now our next bonfire is to the right hand side, so if you go to the right and go up the stairs and into a church, there is a bonfire. I'm just going to grab another thing here. You should be okay, there's just another one of those kind of dancer enemies. And one of the big ladies, I forgot the names again, of course. But she's easy, we can get a backstab on her, simply enough. We'll get a miracle from her. So you'll hear her as you go down these stairs. You can hear her kind of moaning or whatever it is, and you'll see her there just crouched over. You can go and backstab her. It's a free one. And then obviously kill her in whichever way you like. We'll go with charge R2 straight into L1s, and there we go. So you're gonna get Dorhys's Gnawing. Gnawing. I know the word, but it just sounded weird as I was saying it. Yeah, it's essentially a mirror. I believe it's like bees. It's yeah, something like that, or flies or something. I've not used miracles in this game much, if at all. Yeah, I just prefer these like kind of builds. Probably really good, the magic, to be honest. But this is the simplest type of one to do. And now we're going to go back. So we've gone full circle. We'll open that gate. We've gone full circle. This is why I'm not gone to the bonfire yet, because we didn't want to sit at it and wake everyone back up. Don't go straight ahead. There's a load of enemies up there. Leave them. We're never going to fight them. And we're going to go in here. And this is very important. So this is Anri is here again. So we're continuing her quest line. The ending we're going for. The usurpation ending. So she's here now. Horus is obviously gone. We did not tell her that we killed her. We found him. So she's going to carry on her quest. She's going to give you the Ring of Evil Eye, which gives you health upon enemy deaths. And then she's also, if you carry on speaking to her, so exhaust her dialogue, you're also going to get the Quiet Resolve Gesture. And this is going to make her move on as well. Now, Yuria has a spy in this room. So I'm going to just show you in a moment where the spy is. Do not go on smashing up the statues in this room. Just don't do anything. Walk into here, pick up the proof of a Concord kept, speak to Anri, and then leave. So the proof of a Concord kept is probably the second most annoying Covenant item to farm, which will be in the next area. So it's the statue in the corner here. That's a spy. Do not hit it. Do not kill it. You will wreck your ending. It obviously doesn't look like a spy, but it will. It's using camouflage. So what I'm doing here is I'm going to teleport straight back to where we are, the Chapel of Yorshka, because we're actually going to get a bone shard. I was going to go and use some souls up, but we're going to go and get a bone shard, an undead bone shard. Roster of Knights is kind of a PvP thing. You don't need to worry about that. Right, the invisible hags are here now. You can see it just behind that grave there. You can see their eyes before you can see them. So shield up all the time when you're around these guys or girls, because they'll just come at you from nowhere and hit you. They don't do much damage, but if they get into you and sort of stagger you back, they can, and especially if there's more than one. So we'll go up here, just quickly get this before we go back to Firelink. Crazy Red Eye here, so go straight into him, don't give him a chance. Homeward Bone there, and then the Undead Bone Shard around the back. And there we go. So we're going to go back now and put some points into, I think I put it into Intelligence at this point. No, sorry, I'm unable to use the right eye. I'm trying to think, it was the right eye. At the moment, because my carry weight is just a bit too low. So I'm just going to put a point into to Vitality, so I'm able to use that ring. That was a sign there, wasn't it? You just saw. You'll see that in a moment. I didn't even notice it the first time. I do notice it when I come back, though. So I'm going to go up to 12 with vitality. That should be enough, or I know it is enough. I was thinking it should be enough at this point to equip the ring. So we don't need the life ring on. We probably didn't need it on this whole time anyway. Could have had something slightly better. And there we go. Medium roll is back. So now you'll see as I attack, I'll have sort of a red aura appear around me. That's kind of the rage mode is active. So the more you attack, the more damage you start doing. It goes up in percentages, 3, 5, 10, something like that. There, you can just see it appeared there. This is another player. Now, if I was going for the boss, I would actually bring him in. He's using the same build as me by the looks of it, or roughly. So, yeah, I would bring him in if I was going for the boss, and if I defeated the boss with him, still alive, I'd get a Sunlight Medal. Yeah, so as I attack, you're going to see that I will have a red, and it'll appear in the top corner underneath that green endurance bar. I haven't actually mentioned that. That's kind of your buffs you have active. So the green arrows are the shield, so increased stamina regeneration. And I'm being invaded because, of course, it's actually fairly rare. I don't think I've been invaded in Irithyll before. But I'm going to look around and kill him. What was his name? Get Good, Redman, something like that. We're going to look for him. Don't him sneaking up on me. Oh, a little bit of a tear in the recording then. Where is he? I thought, oh, I'll fight him in here. It'd be quite cool, quite a cool setting. But then I thought, no, I don't want to hit that statue by accident. So do not fight in there. I know Anri's gone now. That's fine. She's moved on. That's great. So here he is. Get Good, Redman. He's I don't know what he's doing. He's just kind of fighting with. I don't know what he's actually his idea of his build is. But yeah, he's quite slow, so yeah, maybe he should be the one that gets good. Yeah, it's great when you get that. When you see them invade, they think they're coming after you, especially when they've got a stupid name like that. And they think they're going to wreck your day, and then you wreck theirs. Anyway, he wasn't even. I don't know. I've fought much more difficult people than that. Anyway. Right, these are more difficult than that guy we just fought. These dogs are the worst dogs in any game ever. Luckily, I was okay this time, but you get like 4 of them on some stairs later on. So yeah, don't go around the corner. Draw the 2 out towards you. Same as before with the shields up. Let them kind of bang into your shield. But their movement is slightly more erratic, and they like to get behind you. A lot easier, and it's they're horrible. You're going to see later on when to fight the ones on the stairs. They just a little opening, and they've got you. It's no joke. Right, dark room, lots of eyes. It's actually a good job this room is so dark. You can see them there, all down there, lots of them. Some of them crawl, some of them don't, some of them do a weird sick thing. It's horrible. Yeah, obviously take it easy. Shield up the whole time you're down here. There's one round there. They'll kind of crawl. These ones are crawlers. Obviously, they're lower down. A couple of hits will kill them. Just be careful in here. Take it easy. Some of them do drop from the rafters as well. That can be quite annoying. I think that one just did there. There's one to the right that dropped down. I think it was that one, that second one I turned back to kill, had dropped down. There, I'm trying to get the lock on. Once you get a certain distance close enough, then you can lock onto them. Obviously, it makes it easy, especially with the ones on the floor. This one's stuck. I was trying to figure out what this one was doing. It's stuck behind a bench. And I think there's another drop down here. I'm just looking. You can just see it there. There it is. Obviously, if they do drop down and land on you, they'll sort of bite into your shoulders or whatever they do. but they're quite easy to defeat, these ones. So it's best to be active, proactive, whatever you want to call it, and go and get them as opposed to waiting for them to come to you. There's another one drop down. Right, I think we're good. Blue Bug Pellet helps against frostbite, which is the build-up that's happening in this area. It's not the worst, frostbite, it really isn't. I'm not actually sure. It seems like it does a bit of damage, but not a lot, so yeah, okay. So we're just up in the rafters. This one will cast. It can be quite annoying. Shriving Stone, in case you want to check it, change any infusions. There's a couple more over here. That one's had enough, it's gone. And you got this one here. So you can see there's kind of two drops to what I'm doing here. To the right hand side, we're going to drop onto a separate platform here, which is fine. This is where I wanted to drop. And there's a chest here with Yorshka's spear in it. Obviously, if you want to use a spear, then go for it. I'm going back. I want to clear this. I want this last one, the one that's been chucking spells at me. And of course it gets me. Right, that's clear. From now on, in New Game Plus and New Game Plus Plus, we're just going to be running through areas like this, completely skipping most encounters, fights, everything, just getting through as quickly as possible, just grabbing the rings that we need and moving on. So this is the one time we will actually take our time, learn enemy. That's the most important thing, is learn how enemies move. Even I still don't know, and this is like playthrough number 3 or 4. No, it's probably 5 or 6 actually. Yeah, invisible wall there, illusionary wall, Twinkling Titanite. I haven't actually upgraded the shield for a while. I've probably got enough again now. So there's a couple in here. There's going to be a screamer that's in front of the tree that you can kind of see. You'll start screaming, and then they'll all become active and come after you. One to the side. You know it's there. I knew it was there as well. I don't know why I didn't go for it. There's one to the side here, but the one in front of you need to get rid of first. It's disappeared. They have this tendency to disappear as well. You'll see their eyes, you'll kind of move away from them, then they'll disappear and then reappear out of nowhere. And Blood Gem. So that adds bleed to a weapon. That's an infusion. Obviously we will be using that towards the end. We'll do all the infusions together. Now these things are nightmare fuel, these enemies. They're really easy, but drop down on it. You can see I killed it, you didn't see it properly there. Get yet another Ring of Sacrifice. And then we're going to roll through this water, which is just, I don't know, it's just peaceful almost, this area. There's no enemies to worry about, unless you didn't kill that big dog crocodile on the bridge. That'll drop down and fight you here. But we did, so if you run past that, it will drop down here and get after you. So yeah, you need to kill it. I'll actually show you where the bridge is in a moment for reference. So yeah, these things, you can kind of just see them sat in the water. They are what I don't even know. What sort of mind would create something like this? They're not difficult in the slightest. We're over here to get this. This is a great heal. It's a miracle. Obviously we need it all. We need all of them. There's a quick horrible movement of the camera there. This is the bridge we were on. We fought the dog. We went through there and went round. Yeah, there's nothing to worry about here, apart from slow movement. So we're actually nearly... No, there's quite a bit more actually. I was going to say we're nearly done. There's quite a bit more. This is a short area really, with some branching paths. So this is another path. This leads down to Irithyll Dungeon and to the Gold Serpent Ring. I'm not actually going to do that now. or in the next video. So farming is going to actually be put off for a bit. We'll get that later on. I think Matt said we were going to do it in the last video. But we're not going to go into Irithyll. I was thinking we might just go and get that and we can start it, but it's quite near the end, so we'll leave it. We'll do it all in one go as it's separate video for the area kind of thing. So go and light that bonfire so we can walk back to it later on. Sit at it as well, it doesn't matter because we're not going back the same way we came. And yeah, go into this dungeon. Flooded dungeon, and then these things. That there, I got hit. Might be the first time one of these has ever hit me. I think it might be the first time. Dung Pies, okay. They don't really do anything, so fine. Yeah, look at that. If you've got a spider thing going on, then... oh, these are just the worst. I was going to leave them because there are some more over here, but they're actually 750 a pop. And it's 2 hits for 750 souls, so why not? And we're going to get those dung pies. There's 3 here we can kill in quick succession. They don't even wake up. Those easy souls there. And before we go up the stairs, just look to the left hand side, get the excrement-covered ashes. Lovely stuff, and we're going to be giving those to the Shrine Maiden, and she'll be all excited about giving poop ashes. And here's our friend Siegbrau. So you'll need to wake him up because, of course, he's sleeping. And he's going to give us Emit Force, which is another miracle. So again, exhaust his dialogue until he goes back to sleep. Essentially, he's going to give you Emit Force. He's going to give you another Siegbrau, which is a health thing, basically. It's a consumable, so I don't really use them. Can't rely on them being there.
I know. Won't you join me for dinner?
So we're going to join him for dinner. And la-di-da-di-da. We're going to make a toast. Siegbrau. Which you can actually trade with the crow up in Violent Shrine. And off he goes, back to sleep again. There is an Estus suit behind you, but you did just toast with him, so your health will be full anyway. And then we're moving on towards some old favourites, Silver Knights from Anor Londo. That's going to be the next video. So it kind of carries on. Irithyll of the Boreal Valley kind of carries on after the boss we're doing this video for a little bit, and then it turns it into Anor Londo. I'm going to consolidate it all together and just call it Anor Londo because it pretty much is. And we're going to do that bit next. And then we're going to go into Irithyll Dungeon. And then we're going to go to the Profane Capital. And then we're going to move towards the end of the game. So Silver Knights are actually a lot simpler than they might look. They're a lot simpler than their Black Knight counterparts. Yeah, stick to their right hand side, their shield arm. So their left, your right. And as they kind of do that moving with the lightning, they do that as a first attack quite often, to be honest. And yeah, that main room as well, where I just fought that one. Don't go into the main room. You saw I was sort of stood under some arches and fought it there. There is a reason for that. There's a guy with a Dragon Slayer bow up there, so he will make quick work of you. So yeah, stick to their left like that and just circle around them. Get the backstab. And yeah, do a charged R2. And then back away, and then do the same again. Don't hit the pots up here. They have some sort of frost damage to them. Not a lot, to be honest. There's probably not enough pots. So that's probably the worst thing they can do, is trap you with that. It's because he was against a wall, so I couldn't get to his side. But you can just casually just walk to the side of these guys. It's quite good. There. And get it. The hitbox for the backstab can sort of be on the shoulder sometimes, depending where they're sort of facing. Now I have come up here and I am killing them all because these guys drop proof of a Concord kept. Now there's a specific spot where we're going to farm that. It's on the stairs of Anor Londo, and it's going to take a very long time, unfortunately. Similar to the... just thinking about the farming. Sorry. Anyway, grab the Leo ring, grab Smough's Great Hammer, and Divine Blessing as well. Obviously, the Leo ring is the most important thing. Yeah, there's the frost. Sort of, it drops so quickly as well. It doesn't last long. Yeah, the vertebra shackles and the proofs are definitely the worst too. You need 30 of each. I think when I did it originally, I had, by the time I finished just the proofs of the Anor Londo Knights, I probably had about 2 million souls. So, yeah, do the maths there, how many times. So this is probably the worst part. I hate this. I hate these dogs. You get trapped, there's that guy casting crap at you the whole time. And once they have you, it's hard to get into a rhythm to get back at them, so you need to back away. And they hit so hard with their attack. They only take 2 hits to kill, but they're so erratic with the movement. And they're so vicious with their attacks. The window is so small. Once they get you, I don't know what went wrong there. Honestly, I don't know. I hate those dogs. You see me spinning around. I hate them. Yeah, just try and get them away from this guy here, or girl, hag. There's another one on the stairs here, and then there's going to be another 2 and another 2 dogs, well 3 in fact, so don't go running past. I actually had the drop on them this time, kind of. It did still go through a bit. 1 is probably okay, but 2, nah. And we're going to go and, yeah, there's another one. You see that's kind of monument in front of us. There's another dog behind there, so don't run past, because that'll wake up as well. So get rid of that one. There's an invisible one here, and there's another one on the stairs which you can see there, and that's it. So you can actually run through this area. The dogs will obviously all chase you, so it's not worth it. But if you really want to try it, you can run straight for this lift and then open up the shortcut. And this shortcut is right back at the start. So in front of us here is the church. So we have sat at a bonfire, so the enemies have come back. That's the church where we met Anri, the church of Yorshka. So that's a shortcut now, opened up to that. Meaning we can just come back here. Any items? Nope, nothing hanging over the area there. Don't go through that door. No point. Just come straight down here. I always do a roll after a fall like that. It doesn't reduce damage, but I feel like I should, because you would in real life. I wish it would reduce damage. That'd be quite good. Be quite a good little mechanic in there. Just do a roll, negate a bit of damage. Maybe it does. I've never actually tested it. It makes sense though, wouldn't it? Yeah, so that's why we came up here first. Got the 2 casting spells at us and the one that would drop on us. This room's full of them as well, you can see. The stairs are, at least. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. There's 2 sat down, then there's 1 in front as well. I still haven't figured out why that backflip move happens. Yeah, there's those vases as well, so watch out for the frost from those. Yeah, that one would drop on you if you just ran into this room. And that's it. This is the boss fog coming up. We're going to go and get that now, that item in a moment. We've left that on purpose because we'll get it, because we need to drop from up here anyway. So a new type of these kind of dancer knight things is usually straightforward, this one, because it doesn't have a shield. It's just got a sickle or a scythe, whatever you want to call it. But yeah, it nearly gets me. It's always the easy ones when you're recording. But we are in front of the boss fog here. This is Pontiff Sulyvahn coming up. There are 3 summons for this one. So we'll knock on, get them to open up, and backstab. So yeah, that is definitely the best way to take care of them. Little knock, get ready to dodge out the way or move to the side. So we'll do all that in a minute. We're just going to open up another shortcut here. Watch out for the 2 invisible hags at the bottom of the stairs. And this is the shortcut. We haven't come through this way, but it leads back to church again. And I'm actually going to do... So what we need to actually just drop from the top where the boss fog was, but we're just going to come and kill this guy because he can be annoying. It's easier to get him now than it is afterwards. He's one of those Pyromancy guys, so just drop on him and get rid of him. And there we go. So we're going to go back up and we're going to drop to get a ring here. So from the edge of here, if you look down, you'll see it. There is actually still one down there. There's usually 4 enemies here. 3 will walk off. We've not actually come here. So if they are there, wait for them to walk off. And you will need to do a roll off the edge there, otherwise you won't make it. Stop doing that. And grab the ring there. It's a miracle-based ring, so we won't be using it. Come on, get away from the edge. I can't get behind you if you're near the edge. Nope, no backstab there. Wasn't open enough. There we go. Grab the lightning gem. That's obviously one we need for another infusion. Don't hit this wall, because obviously it's not the right wall. I don't know why I did that. It's this big bare wall here. And that's the item we saw from the other side. That is the magic clutch ring. If you're into your spells and things like that, it's definitely a ring you want to apply because, or wear, because it increases your spell damage. So that's definitely one you want. I'm just checking for items. There is nothing here. Nothing important. I knew there was nothing important. I just thought there might be just a kind of spare. This is where we dropped down onto that Pyromancer guy. And then this is where you would go to the church, which is over there, which is where we'll go. And then that other shortcut is in the left. So full circle again. And now we're just going to go and spend up. Yeah, there were some stairs there, or there are some stairs there. You may wonder why I didn't go up them. That's something. That's where we're going to drop down from a tower later on. So that's why there's nothing there. So don't worry. Nothing of importance anyway. We'll drop down there later on. So I'm going to level up. I'm going to be moving towards that pyromancy still. So intelligence, I'm going to put up twice. So intelligence was at 10. So I need 6 levels in total for this thing. I think it's worth it. But yeah, if you just want to keep going, if you're not bothered, if you're more of a defensive player, don't bother with it. You can see there I still need the 12 faith. So I'm just going to check, because I didn't actually look at my faith at this point. Faith. And I don't have enough, unfortunately. So away we go. Let's go and do the boss. So Pontiff Sulyvahn is pretty straightforward-ish. If you get into him and attack him quickly. So back to the church. And we will have a summon with us as well. Of course, if there is a gold one here, or up, down at the boss gate, then bring them in. Unfortunately, my guy had disappeared, so I couldn't bring him in. Otherwise, honestly, I would, because Sunlight Medal. But there is definitely a summon we want to do, so you need to be embered here, because there is going to be a summon we want to get. So watch out for these 2 invisible. Obviously, everyone's going to be back. Everything's reset. So you got the 2 invisible ones, and you will have the 2 at the top of the stairs as well. The one with the shield will be on the left here, and the other one will be walking down the stairs. You could probably ignore the one with the scythe. Knock on. Do the sweep, backstab, and it's the perfect amount of damage that the knock on the shield does as well. So there are 3 summons. We've got Anri, so we'll leave Anri. We don't need to bring her in, or him, depending if you're male or female. Then we have Blackhand Gotthard. He's the guy we are going to bring in, and then we have Londo Paleshade. So when we did Abyss Watchers, we bought in Londo. If you didn't bring in Londo and bought in Gotthard instead, then you'll need to bring in Londo in this one. They each have a gesture. If you don't have either of them, you should have definitely bought in Gotthard or Londo for Abyss Watchers. Now do the opposite and bring the other one in. So I did a Londo the first time around for Abyss Watchers, so I'm bringing in Gotthard this time, and he's going to give us By Our Sword, or By Your Sword, whatever it was called. So do the opposite. Make sure you just look at which gestures you've got. Make sure you bring the right one in. Or just bring them both in. But then I would never actually say to bring in 2. So probably don't bring in 2. Or just do a save and then come back. Not a save, sorry. Get one, send them back, bring the other one in. Do that if you wanted to get both. Right, so at the start of the start of this fight, you saw me just kind of walk towards Pontiff then and try and parry him. It looks really cool. I've never managed to do it. People do it. I have seen people do it. They parry his first attack and it looks really cool. I've never managed it, but it is possible to parry this guy the whole time if you're any good at that sort of thing. But I'm not. I'm just going to use the distraction of Gotthard. When he goes down on his knees now, here, he's going to do a massive load of damage, or kind of an explosion, get some wings. And that, you saw how much damage if you rewind the video. Just using L1, the build-up is happening. You can see in the top corner, I've got that aura around me. As I'm attacking more with the L1s, the damage is going up, so you can see that if you watch the life bar, it goes up in speed as I'm killing him. And then you did see he just brought in a clone. It was very short-lived in this one, but the clone is almost, it's what he's going to do. So the clone does what he's going to do, but about a second or two before. So here's the clone again, but now he's dead. So the clone is killable in its own right, has its own life bar. The clone will do something, and then about a second later, Pontiff will do it, so it kind of know what he's going to do. It's kind of reading the future almost. It can hurt you, obviously, they both hurt you. But again, if you just stay on top of it, get into him with those L1s. If you've got that ring on as well, you'll be doing loads of damage. And obviously back away when he starts looking at you. And then when he changes his focus again, go back in, get that damage. And when he goes down on his knees, if you can take the damage, it's worth doing it just to get that extra damage in. And yeah, he's quite simple, really, when you've got a summon with you. Just the one level, unfortunately. So I'm just going to crack some souls. I want to get it up to 12. I do use quite a lot here. What do we use? 2? Why do you use 2? That's not right. Yeah, no, you want to use more than that. So I probably use too much here. I should have just leveled up later on. I don't even get up to the 12 required. And then I thought, no, I'll stop. I don't want to use any more of these. It's getting kind of expensive at this point. So I'll get to 11. I just need another 12 or so thousand. So I'll grab that when we do Anor Londo and then come back and get that last one. And then I'll have that that spell, that Pyromancy ready to go, Carthus Beacon. And it's going to help for the bosses coming up, actually. Things like that. So, yeah. Give her the poop-covered excrement type ashes. You're going to have more stuff for sale here. Great. We're just going to go and speak to Yoria. Just not necessary, but I'm just checking the dialogues moving forward. She's going to talk about Anri becoming your wife or husband if you're a female character. Just to make everything going forward smoothly with the ending. It is, by the way. It should be. We've done everything right. So just make sure she's there still. Talk to her and that you're in good standing, of course. Obviously, don't hit her. We check our Obrecht's still there. He's not disappeared on us. Good stuff. And then we're just going to do the usual inventory, sorting that out. Put any weapons and armor that I don't want away. I'll obviously keep certain shields with me and a thrust weapon in case we ever come up against those cage things, which we will do. You'll think, why have I been keeping it this whole time? But there are some in Irithyll dungeon. So yeah, shield of 1, I'll keep that as well in case I want it for farming. Right, thanks very much for watching. I'll see you on the next one.